Yes, ladies and gentlemen, it's Joel Bayer, and I'm here with the man himself, Mr. Rio Ferdinand. Listen, it's a 5 reacts. There's a lot of news going on, different teams, but I just wanted to get your update on what's going on, especially with your club, Man United, because you created a little bit of an uproar talking about the Qatar takeover.
I had some information out to share, man.
Listen, I think people want that update.
Yeah, you know what? The biggest thing is I had some news from a very good source, my great source at Manchester United, and things were running quite smooth and it was going down the right path. But then obviously, I think the big issue is when you're dealing with a group of people rather than an individual, it makes things very complex and difficult at times. I think you're not dealing with one individual with the Glazers. You're dealing with, I think Jim Ratcliffe came out and said it today, and I think that's been the issue behind the scenes. I didn't want to come out and say it, but yeah, you're dealing with siblings in the Glazer family who are there to make a collective decision. I don't think one person can just make a decision on their own. So then, therefore, that makes it very difficult to kind of say yes immediately, just like that. It's a process that they have to go through. I think that we assume that that Jim Ratcliffe and his group was totally out of it, but I don't think that's the case. I think that they haven't been told that they're gone and that they're done in this. I think that Sheikh Jassim is obviously, that Qatari bid is there and is strong. But at the moment, it's down to the Glazers to kind of make a decision together and go, right, this is what we want to do. And I think maybe one of the problems has been, from what I hear, is that some want to remain involved, some aren't happy with the number, and then it's just general negotiations around that as well on little details. I
saw a bid from a piece of news from Fabrizio Romano as well, talking about the Qatar bid being submitted with a 100% full statement due to be made soon as well. Now, how long, Rio? I
think the Qataris have gone as far as they're going to go. I think they've gone as far as they're going to go with the bid. This is them. This is their final offer, and it's a kind of take it or leave it type situation. I can't see it being anything else than that, and I don't think this. I can't see the statement being anything else than that. Listen, we are here. We're at the table, but we're being held back. Will be, I think, the kind of gist of it.
And for yourself, who do you want to see take over? Are you a Ratcliffe fan? Are you a Qatar fan? Or
I just think new owners. I think there comes a time that new ownership will be a new direction and a new energy will just go throughout the club. And I think this club needs that right now. I think the club's being held back and held down and suffocated with negative energy at the moment that surrounds the club because of the owners. And I keep stressing it and I'll keep saying it. I just think the lack of communication from them has been very short-sighted. All fan bases need communication. They need to be kind of kept abreast sometimes of what's going on. I don't think every situation or every scenario they need that, but I think when it's such a long, drawn-out process that we're seeing with this bid process, there needs to be communication, man. You've got to think about the fans. You've got to think about they're the heartbeat of this club, along with the players. You've got to think about them, and you've got to make sure that you keep them abreast to a certain extent of developments. And no news is bad news when you're talking about fans and emotions. That creates hysteria, apprehension, anxiety, and bad feeling, especially in this situation with the Glazers.
So on a scale of 1 to 10, or 0 to 10, 10 being great communication, 0 being poor.
I think 0. I think Man United. I think the communication has been so poor. I just don't think it's good enough. I think the fans deserve to have a little idea. Like I said, if this was a bid that kind of came in and it happened in like 4 or 5 weeks, bang. We don't need to communicate because it's happened quick.
Yeah.
But this has been, like, when was the bid put? I think this is months now we're talking. So at some point in there, come on, man. The transfer and the transfer window's coming, by the way. So the fans, this is when hysteria hits its ceiling, when it goes through the roof. And fans are uptight and anxious anyway about new signings. We're looking at it thinking, we can't even, are we going to be able to sign our priority, which is a striker, which is going to be the biggest outlay, we presume? You look at the squad, we had a number 9 last year that scored 0 goals. So number 9 is a priority. I said this on the show the other day. If I'm the number 9 and I'm looking at Manchester United, I'm going, no ownership completed yet. No real direction of where the club's going to go. If someone comes in, does the direction of the club change? I've got so many questions. How can I commit?
I mean, that draws me to speak on the point. No Harry Kane, no Osimhen. Like, are you going to be going and getting a striker? Is it dependent on the takeover? Because it seems to be holding this up now. You know?
Yeah, it does. And I think you look at it and you think, if you're an Osimhen and Kane and Osimhen are 2 number 9s in world football that you look at now and go, listen, I'd go all in on both of them and be happy with either.
Yeah.
If you want to add Mbappe to that, but I don't think he's even gettable the prices they're talking about for him.
They're linking Arsenal to him though at the end of
You man can't get him either. Arsenal can't get him either. Don't even start thinking and dreaming. It's a good dream.
Yeah.
But I think it's those 2 players. I'd love one of them to come to Man United because, again, I think they're guaranteeing you 20 to 30 goals or more.
Yeah.
But there's going to be a lot of questions that they want answering that can't be answered right now about the ownership of this football club, and that leaves us in a precarious position going into the new season. If we go into the start of this season without signing a number 9,
yeah,
I'm going to be watching Man United like this.
I mean, yeah, it'll be. You got a big game coming up on the 2nd of September, by the way. Just saying.
Against Arsenal.
2nd of September.
It's not a big game for Man United.
2nd of September. You've signed Mason Mount. I think that was a good deal.
Yeah.
It's a good deal in isolation. You're going to do a full report on it once he's officially got the shirt, you know, the picture with the shirt. But for now, what does Mason Mount bring to Man United?
Yeah, he's doing a medical, I think, as we speak, maybe. So I've loads of my mates asking me on the WhatsApp groups, like, what's like you're saying now, what would Mason Mount bring? I think Mason Mount is a very good signing. I think he'll be a valuable member of the squad. I think he's a good player, don't get me wrong, he's like top player. I love the way he plays football. Every manager he's had as a guide has been nothing but positive about him. Love having him, integral to everything that they do. He had injuries last season, so he's tailed off a little bit in terms of numbers. But the two seasons he done really well at Chelsea when they won a Champions League, one of them. Goals, assists, chances created, runs from deep into the box, always a goal threat, impacted the game, decisive player in the team, has to play. If he can when he gets back to that, last season I'd write that off as more injuries than anything. Loss of confidence, maybe because of injuries as well associated. But you get the Mason Mount over them couple of years that he was at Chelsea.
Or the one that won the
at
Champions
Man United,
League.
that's what I mean. At Chelsea,
yeah.
you get that in a red shirt at Manchester United, delightful. And I think he'll get to that. And I think he'll be a valuable member of this team. And the versatility from Mason. So you get goals, you get assists, you get chances created, you get penetrating runs into the box. You get moments in a game where he can decide a game. Big game, he can perform and score goals and impact games, and his versatility to add to that. He can play as a number 8, he can play as a 10, he can play off the left, he can play off the right, and he's impactful in all those areas.
Legs for days as well.
And he can run, and he's high intensity player.
Yeah.
Everything that you'd want as an attacking player midfield. So he's just got to keep producing the numbers that we know that he's capable of getting, and you'll say, listen, for that price in today's market, he could actually end up turning out to be a very good bit of business.
Yeah, it weren't bad. I mean, 55 million is maybe just about right. I would say. But
okay, so if he had a season like he had when they won the Champions League, or the other season where he got good numbers,
yeah, I would say
55 million probably doesn't get. He probably have to go to about 80, 90.
Nah, I wouldn't go that far. I think you're pushing it there.
Numbers,
yeah.
With the numbers that he was getting?
Yeah, I would still say, because it's the type of...
the numbers he was getting and his importance to that team at Chelsea at that time.
It's the type of...
70 million don't get him?
I think so.
No?
I think so. I think 60,
it wouldn't have got him. It wouldn't have got him.
Because
60, 65.
As good as he is...
Morgan Gibbs-White went to from Wolves to Nottingham Forest for 45 mil.
It doesn't mean that was It doesn't mean that was a correct valuation.
It's the market, though.
It's the market. But still, look at Kai Havertz. We're getting him for like 60, 70. Does that mean that he's worth it and it's the market?
No. But what I'm saying, Kai Havertz didn't do the numbers what we're talking about. We're saying this is a hypothetical question. He did not. Kai Havertz.
Yeah, he still did a madness in Germany. He performs really well internationally as well.
No, it's not about that. It's about you're saying Kai Havertz from this season. He's been bought based on last season numbers. weren't top, weren't great.
No,
Okay,
they weren't.
right. I'm talking about Mason Mount. If he got the numbers that he'd got from the time when he won the Champions League, etc., and that other season, right? What would his valuation be? No, but what I'm saying, if you put it in that context, you can't say you can't say that Mason Mount is going to go for 60 to go for below Havertz.
60 to 65
You're smoking,
million.
bro.
I do. I'm
No
telling you.
chance.
I reckon. But do you know what it is? Because I think he's a great signing. He's an honest signing. There's a reason why your fan base isn't jumping around. It's because he's a good player.
No. The reason why Man United fans and the fan base aren't going crazy for Mason Mount is because they all know that the priority in this window is a number 9. That's the only reason. They all know he's a good player. They all know he's going to be a valuable member of this squad, and they're all delighted to get him through the door. His versatility alone says that, right? But the reason why Man United's priority is a number 9.
Yeah, okay. I think that's half true. But I think if you had Odegaard walk through those doors, your fan base would be happy. Yeah, they'll be way more happy. If you had an Odegaard walk through those doors,
you'll be like, Bruno Fernandes creates more chances.
I know, but I'm just saying, if you had that, no, I'm not saying. What I mean is, if you have a player of that excitement and that ilk, you're more excited for them coming. Yeah, I also reckon if you had Caicedo come through the doors, they'll be more happy than Mason Mount.
No way, not at all. I'm telling you, he wouldn't, because they don't. They
Rio,
don't.
Rio, as good as he is,
a Caicedo and an Odegaard does not paper over the cracks if we had a number 9 that didn't score a goal last season.
And I understand the importance.
That bit there,
I got the result. I got the receipts for when we spoke earlier on in the season, and I said to you, I think a number 9 and a goalkeeper's your priorities at Man United. You said you agreed with the number 9. You didn't agree with the goalkeeping situation, right? What I'm saying is, if you've got a Mason Mount, you said it yourself. He's a good player. He can run for days. He's high intensity, but that's it, really. Do you know what I mean? He can play in different positions.
A good firing for Mason Mount gets you goals. He creates chances. He scores in big games. He does. He impacts big games. He does. His value for money is unreal, I believe, but. Unless you got me, unless Bellingham came through the door in another position, or Mbappe or someone like that in another position that ain't number 9, them boys are getting you mad hyped. Obviously, they're world superstars, man. But anybody else, trust me, a Caicedo, all these other man, whatever. Unless it's a number 9, everyone's going, yeah, that's good, thank you, cheers, well done. Where's my 9? Where's my 9? Because if Man United get another 30 goals in the season from a number 9, from one individual, that does a lot for them for Man United season. It changes a lot.
I understand you guys need a number 9. I've been telling you guys about Weghorst, even when you guys were saying, oh no, he offers different, and you and Steve were trying to convince me, and I told you.
He does offer different, because he don't score goals.
Yeah, well,
that's what he does. I was right.
I was there. I was telling you guys, he ain't doing anything up there, like defensive, attacking, forward, whatever the heck we were saying, but... it's obvious you do need a number 9, but honestly, I reckon the fan base wants to see higher quality players.
No, bro.
They do. I think he's a good player. I do think he's a good player, but I think he could still very much get benched by Eriksen easily.
Bruv, if you said Caicedo coming in, he would be a great signing for Manchester United. Great signing, but he's not getting you off your seat. Odegaard, if he signed for Man United, as great as a player as he was last season, I think he's top.
I was just gonna move on.
Top player, great player, but Man United's priority ain't that, so we don't care.
I know.
About them, man.
I didn't say Odegaard's coming in. I'm saying
you could bring Hakimi as right back. I don't care.
That's a lie. Now, come on. No. Why did you say that?
No, you can. But I'll be happy. Well done.
If Hakimi comes in, your fan base is going mad.
I'll be happy, but. If the Hakimi's coming alongside as number 9, then I'm going bananas. If Hakimi's coming in isolation, I'm going, do you know what, cheers, but I don't really need that right now as much as I need my number 9.
We're going to have to agree to disagree, because you're banging on about number 9. You need a new goalkeeper, mate. That's what you need at the moment, right?
No, the manager wants a new goalkeeper.
Yeah, you should step up this Onana pursuit. I know David De Gea is your mate. He's done well.
No, if the club, which it looks like, have said, David, you're done. That's fair enough. I don't care about that. That's fine. You have to go and find a new club. Bigger and better players back in the day have been told to leave Man United. It's fine. I think David will be okay. It's okay. So that's cool. But there's a way in which you do it. That's what I spoke about before.
I agree with that.
Right? So that's cool. Now, we're moving on to who's come to replace him. Onana, 100%. I went to watch him live in the Champions League semi-final. The confidence this boy's got. I spoke to Pep Guardiola in an interview days before the final. I mean, before the semi-final. and he was talking about potentially playing against Onana. So days before the final, I spoke to Pep, and he was talking about Onana. He's like, you've got to contend with this goalkeeper now. Not many goalkeepers you've got to prepare for. Yeah. We press high. Normally, if you go back to the goalkeeper, we've done our job and that's it. But this guy, he's like another player.
Yeah.
And the confidence, he comes out, plays on the edge of his box, almost on the edge of the centre circle, and he wants to be involved in the build-up. Like, he's a proper footballer.
He's a good goalkeeper as well.
Yeah, and he's a great shot stopper. He made a couple of great saves in the final. But this guy, he's a young keeper. I see him at Ajax before that. Edwin van der Sar, I spoke to him numerous times about him before Man United's interest. And he waxed lyrical about him. New age, this is the prototype type goalkeeper.
Do you reckon, I'm asking you because
I'd be delighted if he comes. But like I said, my priority is number 9.
Okay, but from the sources that you have, your great Man United sources.
Yeah, bids are going in, bruv.
Bids are going for Onana.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. And do you reckon how likely do you reckon it is?
I think they'll go for it. I think they're going to go for it, and I think he's going to be someone they're going to get to try and get. But the problem is Inter Milan's pricing. Like, Man United ain't got an open checkbook. It's not like before when there was no like FFP.
Unless there's the takeover that happens. Obviously.
No, but the takeover still doesn't affect that.
Oh, okay.
No, in this window, it won't affect it because there's an amount of money that Man United have to spend unless they start selling a multitude of players to bring that budget up.
Okay, before we wrap it up, players that you can see, doesn't mean this is happening, players that you can see leaving the club in this window.
Well, I wouldn't be surprised if players like Harry Maguire, Scott McTominay, maybe Fred, players like that, that first team squad players that could be thrown into potential deals. Martial, I could see those 3 or 4 players getting thrown into deals to go and recruit other players.
Do you really want to be selling a Martial if you don't have a number 9 at the moment?
Well, that's what I mean. If you're going to try, if you're negotiating to get a number 9, you can put him in that deal. I think Man United do that all day. But like I said, it's people like McTominay especially. These guys, they've got to want to go as well. The club's got to be right for them to go as well, by the way. It's like people are talking about Maguire. I've been quite vocal. Like I think for his own career, he needs to go and play some regular football and start. But at the same time, he might say, I'm happy to be here. I love Man United and I want to be a squad player. I'm fine.
I don't see that happen. If he does that, that'll be insane. You can't be a captain from the sidelines, man.
I agree, man, but you don't know what's going on behind the scenes. Harry, if you want to come and talk to us about this, I'd love to have a chat with you.
I swear he's offered to come on and talk to us about this already.
That was a while ago, man.
Yeah.
But
oh man, but you know what? It's funny because there's definitely some takeover news happening. I know you can't say too much because for whatever reasons we spoke off air, but even from someone that's not in it as much as you, I am hearing some big things happening tomorrow. So once that happens, we can have another conversation.
Ornstein as well, man. He's got good knowledge as well, but we've got good sources. So
yeah, stay tuned on this one, guys. Let us know your thoughts about the takeover so far. Also, the debate that I've had with Rio about Mason Mount. How much would he be worth? What's his maximum price range?
It don't matter who walks through the door. If it ain't a number 9, I ain't getting out my seat.
Would you be happy if it was a better player than Mason Mount in his position, or is it because there's no number 9? I'm asking the audience.
Okay.
Let us know what you think, and please make sure you like, share, comment, and subscribe. 5 Reacts, Joel Bayer, Rio Ferdinand, signing out. Peace.